Hi, I'm Caroline Best of the Tao of Horsemanship, and this is Everything Horses and More video library. Today's topic is how to make the most of your time when with your horse. So many of us are so busy. I completely understand, and I'm one of them. And there's so much that we want to accomplish with our horses, even when we're following someone's training program or online course like I have. Many courses, and I have a specific training program called my Mastery Membership, which is my foundation training for horses, and basically my apprenticeship program for teaching you how to train your horse and work with your horse using my approach, my holistic approach. But in the end, we don't always have the time, and unless you're going to be a horse trainer or a professional rider or instructor, you just don't have, or you're independently wealthy, and this is your hobby, your passion, you don't have every day or 5 days a week to dedicate to the level of consistency and repetition that is needed to give your horse an excellent foundation. That's why many people send their horses off to training. I understand that. But what if I were to tell you that you can make a huge difference with your horse, even if it's only once a week or 3 times a week, and in 15 give you the secrets to that success, to achieving that level of success? It's really quite simple. Number 1, consistency. Number 2, repetition. Number 3, and the most important, relationship. Where is your relationship with your horse, and how does it show up? What is relationship? It's not just spending time, because we don't have a lot of time right now. It's how you spend your time, the things that you incorporate or include in that 15 minutes. So how are we going to be consistent, repetitious, and jam a relationship in 15 minutes? And I'm just going to use once a week. How can you make that time so special and so rewarding for the both of you? I think I just nailed it. I mean, it's really that easy, you guys. Some of my students write into me from all over the world where they have to share a horse. They don't have the money to lease a horse on their own, or if they own a horse, they have to share and sublease the horse to someone else to help pay for the costs. And they're like, Caroline, I can only come out once or twice a week. Someone else is, spending time with this horse as well, and they don't want to learn your method, or I'm riding a school horse or a lesson horse that doesn't know your method, and multiple people are riding. Okay, no problem. You can still become the best thing that horse has to look forward to each week by just following these very simple rules. Be consistent, be repetition, and make sure that it's jam-packed full of relationship. So let's look at relationship. To me, relationship is just Pandora's box. There are so many adjectives that describe relationship. So adjectives like, yes, I'll bring my horses carrots when I come in, so that they are expecting to see me and they know that food is part of that relationship. And it's part of that reward of the relationship, not reward of doing what I want or asking what I want. I don't give my horse treats when they do what I ask. I give them the reward of me. And so the reward of me is, not to confuse you, is my horses get apples and carrots all the time whenever I see them, but they just never get it when we're specifically working on something. The positive reinforcement, the reward for when they're doing what I'm asking, is me, and that is the love, the touch, the hugging, the genuine hugs, the love, and the praise that I give them. So when you're talking about relationship and you've only got 15 minutes, you go, hi boo-boo, I'm here at the barn, and you're out in the pasture, and yes, I have 2 big carrots for you. There's my cue. Come, that's my whistle. That's a cue. You might have to go to your horse using that cue and all of that wonderful talk and beautiful energy and the carrots to teach them that every time they hear you or see you out in the pasture, it means to come to you. That just saved you 10 minutes of going to get them. But you're going to have to teach them. You're going to have to educate them and make that consistent and repetitious every time you come out. So here, oh my gosh, my horse is out in the pasture. It's 5:30 in the morning. I'm going to get to the barn first and bring my horse in and spend time before I go to work. Or it's 5:30 in the evening. My horse is still out in the pasture. I'm going to bring them in and spend time with them before they get fed and before I go home. However you look at it, set up a structure so that every time, if it's just once a week, you do the same things the same way. And now you understand what I mean by reward. So it's not just a reward with a treat when you want to bring your horse in or have them start running to you from out in the pasture. It's harder when the grass is tall and in the warmer months, but during the winter, that's a no-brainer. It's so easy to get your horses. Shake some treats in a can, shake some grain, create the cue. Before you know it, always add a whistle or a hey boy, whatever that cue is. And then when you get them, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Hugs, 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 hugs. Right? Hi, Riley. So they get their carrot, they get their treat when they come to you. It's over with. No more treats. And if they keep looking for the treat, you will consistently, repetitiously back them up and reinforce no. And I teach all about this in my Mastery Membership program, how to handle this. So your horse came to you, now you've got 15 minutes to take them in, groom them up, and put them in their stall. So pick an exercise like my leading for respect, where you teach the horse to respectfully stay behind you. You have to earn that first before they can be beside you with respect. Pick that exercise, and there's your consistency and your repetition and your relationship all rolled up into one exercise. And just because you're teaching your horse or training your horse doesn't mean you can't involve and nurture the relationship. Lots of positive reinforcement is how you nurture the relationship now. Not with treats. You are the sweet spot. Make your horse feel really good during the learning, not just at the end. It's not always at the end. Make the learning positive. That's going to add to the relationship and add to your horse's experience coming to you and leaving their food, their friends. Oh my gosh, every time I'm with my person, learning is fun. Learning might be challenging, but learning is fun. It's what you make of it. It's the quality of time that you give. It's your approach to it. So here's your 15 minutes to be consistent, repetitious, even if you've got to come on strong once in a while with your horse to correct them. Don't forget about good boy, good girl, I love you, thank you. Oh my gosh, it's so great to be with you. So it's kind of like turning your mindset and your attitude around a little bit too about working with your horse. I work with my horses all the time. I can be firm and loving at the same time. I can balance the love and the leadership at the same time. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions about that, I'm not going to be doing a demonstration specifically on consistency, repetition, and relationship. I will go get Lovey and I'll show you my leading and what it would look like, but you can pick and choose the exercise. You can pick and choose how you structure that time together. But make sure that you include consistency, that you show up the same way, you do things the same way. Make sure that you're repetitious so it becomes an ingrained pattern and behavior and way of being. Make sure that the relationship is always there. And allow room for choices and listening to your horse and allowing your horse to express themselves and tell you how they feel about what's going on during this process. So I'm going to go demonstrate with Lovey, and we'll see how successful this is because she's got some grass. I'm going to demonstrate how to make the most of your time with your horse when you only have 15 minutes. And I'm going to use the example I was talking about. Even though we're in the same area, just pretend that I've showed up to the barn and she's right on the other side of the fence. And I'm going to ask her to come to me, but we haven't practiced this we practice this all the time, but we're much closer. So we'll just go with it, okay? And I always have a lunge whip with me when I am training, and it's not a teaching tool as much as it is a add-on. It just helps to reinforce some things, whether it's to an extension of my energy or to help the horse remember that they need to stay out of my space. It's however you want to use it, just be clear about it. And right now, because she's a little farther away, I'm not sure she's going to come when I call her. But when I do call her, however I do, just remember it's a cue. I've been doing this for a long time, whether it's a whistle, a cluck, calling her name literally, or I might use the whip to just add some more energy. Come on, love. Normally, this would work with a better behaved, disciplined horse like Sundance, Legend, or Smokey. Come here. Come on. So that would be my cue. And it's working. She's just a little lazy. That's where I'll smack the ground and say that's enough. That's a correction. Come on. Good girl. So you saw how I corrected her, and I right away went, good girl. Good girl. Positive reinforcement. Where's your relationship? Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Yeah. Good. Yeah, thank you, sweet pea. Thank you. So we're going to halter, because most of you won't be able to have your horse partner up with you and go at liberty with you back to the barn or the stall. So you would have your halter with you. Good girl. When your horse would come and greet you, hi, sweet pea. Good girl. And you guys hear how much I praise and love. And I'll be giving some kisses in a minute. Oh, and they are always expecting the kisses. See what I mean? Here's your heart. I love you. I love you. So in my leading exercise, we teach the horses first to back away from us, because we're reinforcing space when we teach a horse to lead respectfully behind us, which is about 3 feet behind us. And that's what I do in the beginning with each horse, to make sure that they not only respect my space, they stay connected, they're paying attention to me. And I've worked with so many behaviorally challenged horses that were very dangerous, from large draft horses to ex-race horses to just horses that were crazy. And the last thing you wanted was one of those horses on top of you. They just run you over. And I've never been run over. So it's really important that they pay attention to you. And you can bite my belt, think about you, and respect you. So I'm going to teach her. So this is all in my Mastery Membership program. If you want to learn how to rhythmically drive your horse back. Good girl. So it's about 3 feet, and her job is to respect my space. The problem is Lovey never has to walk like this anymore. You know, she's graduated, like I said, to where she can walk at liberty next to me in a companion or partner walk. So it's really hard. She's going to keep creeping up because she's like, wait a minute, I'm always with you. Because she's earned that. I trust her and she listens. She's with me all the time. She doesn't just leave me and run off. So in the beginning, you have to reinforce it. Get a little stronger. Good girl. Good. And now she has to walk behind me, and I can feel the rope. If the rope gets more slack in it, I know she's creeped up. Good girl. That's a halt. If the rope gets tighter, I know she's dragging behind, which I don't want either. So just twirl the rope. So here's part of your consistency and your good girl and your repetition as you lead your horse back to the barn. Good girl. And the other big exercise that's always included when we are first training or retraining horses is teaching them how to send. It becomes part of our lunging style as well. But it's really important to teach horses to be able to go through gates and stall doors on their own, not have you lead them in or through. It's another way of the horse staying connected and engaged and building confidence. And then it becomes part of sending your horse into trailers and part of the lunging, where you send the horse out and around you. So part of staying connected is Lovey's still with me. She hasn't assumed that she can go through, and she's just waiting patiently. So this is so important. There's so many things you're accomplishing with just these 2 exercises in a 15-minute time period. And if she were to assume and go through, you just keep backing her up Pay attention. Yep, good girl. Lots of positive. Good girl, and I'm going to send her through. Good girl. I teach all of this in my Mastery membership. And her job is to turn around and face me. And if I were to release her into the pasture, we would do the same thing through the gate. And then I would take her halter off. So that way her butt would never be towards me. I would never get kicked. So we're going to close this gate. And then we're going to bring her through a more narrow. Good girl. So we're going to bring her through. This could be the stall, the trailer, your pasture. Her job is to face. Good girl. And wait. So right there I accomplished my horse coming to me, leading properly and respectfully, paying attention and not being all over me and staying connected. And the third exercise was my horse was able to go through an opening patiently, quietly, and the entire time staying connected to me. Good girl. Thank you, sweetheart. And then again, how does everything show up? And this is always so important. And then you might want to give her a big carrot when you're done. Give her a big carrot or an apple when she sees you. There's nothing wrong with that. I just don't give treats when I'm training. You are the reward. You're positive. You're developing your horse's work ethic so that they want to work with you because it's hard, but it's joyful. Relationship is #1 motivation for horses. The relationship. All right, thank you. I look forward to your questions, and may you always be one with your horse.